All right, close that up and come here. Okay, so again, what's on my mind today is that every year when I begin reading the story of Aharon, the brother of Moshe, building the Egel, or the golden calf, I think of this story. There's these two men being led out to be executed by a firing squad. The leader tells the men, "Before I blindfold you, do you have any last words?" One man begins to speak, and the other pokes him in the ribs, and he says, "Shut up, you stupid idiot. This is no time to make trouble." So here we are. This was no time for this to happen either to the children of Israel, to Bnei Israel. So there are some people who just want to go along and to keep the peace. One such person was Aharon. He was a peacemaker. He was Moshe's older brother. He was inaugurated as the Kohen Gadol. And then the people asked him, what is delaying Moshe from coming back? And he should have returned by now. Make us a god to lead us through the wilderness, and we'll worship this as the God who took us out of Mitzrayim. That's G-O-D, small letters. So anyway, Aaron tries to delay them. He tells the men to bring their gold, hoping that they would refuse to give up their valuables. And he delays them until the next day, hoping they will change their minds. Perhaps by then Moshe will come down from the mountain, but in the end, Aharon has to make the egel. And again, he makes it out of the gold that the men wanted to give and the women had to give. They ripped it right out of their ears, as I said. So the rabbis try to justify Aharon's actions. They claim that at first the people confronted Hur. Hur. Now, who's Hur? He was another leader of Bnei Israel. When Hur refused, and of course that was the son of Miriam, when Hur refused, they put him to death. Then they confronted Aharon. When Aharon saw how angry this mob, and they were a mob, was, he built the idol to save his own life. So one can understand his motivation, but Jewish law is clear. It is better to die than to commit idolatry. So, what motivated Aharon, and in the end, why was Aharon not punished for building the egel? Actually, he was, but it happens at another time, not now. So, why did he go apparently scot-free? I believe the answer is that Aharon was a peacemaker at heart. He truly did not want to make any trouble, and he was willing to do whatever was necessary to calm the people down. In Pirkei Avot, and it's called the Words of Our Ancestors, or the Pirkei Avot, in chapter 1, verse 12, it speaks about the personality of Aharon. Hillel used to say, "Be of the disciples of Aharon, loving peace and pursuing peace, loving mankind and drawing them close to the Torah." The Midrash teaches how when people would get into a fight, Aharon would go to each one separately and say that the other person wanted to make peace. So when a husband and wife would quarrel, he would go to each one separately and tell them that the other one wanted forgiveness, wanted to ask for forgiveness. He was truly a peacemaker. In fact, the Talmud in Sanhedrin 6b compares the two brothers, Moshe and Aharon. Moshe would say, "Let the law pierce the mountain." But Aharon loved and pursued peace. Perhaps that is why people mourned Aharon's death more than they mourned Moshe. We read in the Torah all about when Aharon dies, how the people mourned him. But I didn't see a word about how the people mourned Moshe. So Moshe was a law person, while Aharon was a people person. As a peacemaker, he earned the love of the people. But if this was his personality, one could understand why he built the Egel. Perhaps that is why God was willing to forgive him. God knew that Aharon was a man who only wanted to pursue peace. He could care less about the Egel. Being a peacemaker is a virtue. In the Tanakh, in the Jewish Bible, it teaches in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8, there is a time for war and a time for peace. In fact, in 1959, Pete Seeger released a peace-loving song made popular by the Byrds, and a couple of years later called Turn, Turn, Turn. And it's based on this passage from Ecclesiastes. But the song ended with the line, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. So other than terrorists and their supporters, who does not want peace? The thing is, one thing we can learn from the story of Aharon is that even though we want peace, it is not always the right choice. There is a time to take a hard line and not make peace. Perhaps if Aharon realized that, perhaps if he were a bit more like his brother Moshe, there never would have been an Egel. This is a lesson that today's Israel, after all these millennia, have finally learned. Not fighting does not mean peace. Peace is either permanent or it is a mere pause in the fighting. May Israel not allow the allure of an Egel in the shape of a temporary ceasefire to stop their ability to truly establish peace in our homeland. Shabbat Shalom and Am Yisroel Chai. All right, I just thought that was something that I would like to share with you today because I'm a little bit on the uplifting side, and I think we could use a little of that once in a while. So, what the heck? Why is that